Righto. Good morning, guys. I had planned on doing a capacity test on the solar system today. Got a flow camera inside and we were hoping to see what was getting hot here and just step through. We're going to start at 100 amps, 200 amps, 300 amps, etc. But the weather is not going to let that happen now. So, which is really unfortunate timing because the battery isn't going to get us through another day. Discharge floor is 25%. We're at 44, so we're already in day 3 of discharging the battery. These are not charging, obviously. I've done a little bit more neating up. I don't know if you can tell. Probably doesn't look like it. Looks like crap. All the AC coupled inverters are also switched off. Unfortunately, because of the way the weather is, I've got no choice. I'm going to have to plug the chargers back in anyway. We won't make it through another day, so I'll have to postpone this test for another fortnight. But I've got other things to do. So this is our original inverter. It's filthy, but this is kind of where it all started when we first bought these Voltax batteries. That's 15 kilowatts worth of batteries that we're hoping to put underneath the caravan. I've got 2 groups of those batteries, so we'll get 30 kilowatts in total. I suppose I may as well just get stuck into it, I guess. This is actually how it all started in the first place. We started with 2 strings of these batteries that we took a gamble on, and people said they were horrible. Turns out they're actually not horrible at all. But with the air conditioner running in the caravan, which is chomping 1100 watts, we get basically 6.5 hours of runtime, and then it's flat. So this time we're not going to put 10 kilowatts in there, we're going to put 30 in there. So that group there will make it 3P, 4S, they're obviously 12 volt batteries. That'll give us 15. We'll put 15 in front of the axles and 15 behind the axles, and we should be good to go. So I've been out and measured underneath the caravan. I was using my Osmo camera, and it's got a gimbal on it, which has basically made the video footage just about unusable. But I've been out there and measured already. I've got basically 1200mm by 1100 behind the axle, and I've got as much space as I need in front of it. But I do have to relocate the spare wheel that's underneath the caravan. This board is, one, it's filthy, but 2, it's also not sufficient for holding this inverter. It's too big as well. There's nowhere in the caravan that I can actually fit this, so I'm going to disassemble this. It's wrecked anyway, so I'm going to put the inverter underneath the bed like everybody else does, and I'll put a circuit breaker next to it, then I'll just tie into the caravan through the GPO inlet on the outside of the caravan. I do want the servo controller, like I don't care if this is under the bed, but I do want the servo controller in the instrument cluster inside the caravan. So there's a solar charger in there at the moment. I'll probably remove that solar charger and put the servo where the solar charger is. So this is where I want to put the servo controller. This is currently where all the wiring comes down for the solar charger. I don't want the solar charger to stay here. So I am going to restring the solar panels on the roof so that they can pump out enough power to charge at 48 volts. It'll be nowhere near what we need, given the size of the batteries that we're going to install in here. So whatever power wise I pull up here for the servo controller, it has to be able to take, let's call it 20 amps from a charge controller in here. So that will probably go down there, but it'll be a 48 volt compatible one. This will go, and the servo controller, well, the servo screen will be in its place, and we'll replace this with the servo's tank level inputs. Might leave that the way it is, not really sure. If we pull cables up and we have 48 volt up in here, I have got a 48 to 12 volt power adapter. It's one of the Orion Victron 48 to 12s, but I probably don't need it. If this place is going to have grid power all the time, there is a charger in there, so I can just rely on that. What I probably do need to do is use one of the outputs to shut that charge down. So we'll charge the 12 volt side, say when the state of charge is above 80%, but when it's not above 80%, we have that disconnect. So the 12 volt system is independent of the 48 volt system. I don't know yet. I have no idea how to get the cables from this down to the floor, because there is no material here, like none. that goes directly onto the external wall. There's a window in the way, so there's not going to be any direct channel to go down. I think I've got to go sideways towards the fridge, pull the fridge out, go down the back of the fridge, under the floor, and then what we'll eventually do is pop it under there. So one side of this will just become battery only, and well, sorry, inverter only, and the other side can remain as storage. Probably that side, because put the battery monitor sticking out that little hole there where the fire extinguisher is. Anyway, I'm not looking forward to this. I don't really want to pull this caravan apart. It's got a reasonably nice finish, and I don't want to wreck it.